American people want the Save America Act. The swamp wants FISA 702 reauthorized without any meaningful reforms. The Senate is doing it exactly backwards. We've got to get back on the Save America Act. We've got to get it passed. And if one's going to take precedence over the other, it sure as heck shouldn't be the one that Americans hate and the DC swamp wants. Let's get back to work on the Save America Act. That's what the American people want.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have something important to talk about today, because what we're seeing is that the entirety of the MAGA movement, they're now revolting against Senate Majority Leader Senator John Thune, because he's continuously making shady deals with Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, and he's failing to pass the Save America Act. And I have this article here to show you that's titled, "Remove John Thune Now, Why MAGA is Revolting Against Senate Leader Over the Save America Act." And the article continues to say, a growing chorus of pro-Trump voices within the MAGA movement is calling for the removal of John Thune as Senate Majority Leader over his stance on the election-related legislation. The backlash erupted after Thune declined to commit to bringing the Save America Act to the Senate floor immediately. He instead suggested that there are other legislative priorities, such as budget negotiations and surveillance law renewals, that should take precedence. And here we have a video of Representative Anna Paulina Luna torching Senate Majority Leader John Thune. Play clip.
John Thune is a problem. I do not like what he's done because he has every ability, and really it's him that's blocking voter ID. He has every ability to embrace the standing filibuster or remove the filibuster. Democrats are going to do it anyways. And by the way, the current form of the filibuster is a perversion of what it initially was. But there's this position in the Senate that people are, they need to protect the institution. I get protecting the institution, but let's also talk about what the institution's become.
Is John Thune weak?
I think John Thune is doing the wrong thing. I don't know if I would necessarily say weak, because he's clearly stubborn. He's not doing voter ID, but he can't honestly blame the Democrats for this because he's the one in control. And so what I would say, and what I've continued to say, is it's John Thune blocking voter ID. And if we can't deliver on that, then people like John Thune do not deserve to come back to Congress. Vote him out. He's not up for re-election, but when it's time.
That was Representative Anna Paulina Luna, a Republican in the House, calling for Senate Majority Leader Senator John Thune for him to be removed as the leader of Republicans in the Senate. And she's not the only one, because here I have a tweet from MAGA Voice, an X account that says time to remove Thune from leadership. And here we have another tweet from another MAGA account on X, and it says, "Remove John Thune, should trend on X every day until he's gone." And that same article highlighted that online posts and comments have gone further, branding Thune a rhino Republican in name only and demanding his replacement, with some suggesting more hardline alternatives within the GOP. The president, too, has previously pressured Thune to escalate the SAVE Act in the Senate. Trump has even publicly criticized the Senate leader for not adopting more aggressive tactics to advance his legislative agenda. And then we have a video here to show you of Mr. Presler. He's been one of the main drivers of the Save America Act, which will require voter ID and to show proof of citizenship. And here's him literally sending a message to Senate Majority Leader John Thune that everything that you do, every candidate that you support, every rhino candidate, I will be there to oppose you, to oppose them, to get MAGA candidates in the Senate. Play clip.
Now, I'm giving a very peaceful warning to Senate Majority Leader Thune. He has 13 days until the end of April to pass the Save America Act into law. And respectfully, if the Senate Majority Leader is incapable of passing said legislation by the end of April, I will be going to Louisiana to help defeat Senator Cassidy in the May 16th Saturday primary. And I will be heading to Texas to defeat John Cornyn in the May 26th Senate runoff. And, you know, I've been nice, I've been really respectful, but the American people are fed up of electing people into power that don't wield that power when we have given them this massive opportunity to work on our behalf.
Wow, 13 days. I'm writing that down, and we will watch that clock.
So that was Scott Presler, a Republican, and here he's sending a pretty clear warning to Senator John Thune that pass the Save America Act or else MAGA will actually turn against you and all the candidates that you support. So the next story that I want to talk about is what's going on in Virginia, the redistricting fight that's going on over there. And here I have this to show you. So basically what's going on is that the governor, Abigail Spanberger, when she was running her campaign, she was asked explicitly, do you have any interest in redistricting? And she said no. She said no, right? And what they're doing now, her, Obama, and the rest of the Democrats, is a power grab. Because this is the current map on top, right? Where essentially Democrats, they have about 6 seats and Republicans, they have about 5 seats, right? And the new map that they're drawing will literally box out the Republicans, where Democrats, they will now control 10 seats in the state and Republicans will only control 1 seat. And here we have a reporting to show you and exactly what's going on over there. Play clip.
Mid-decade. But what the Democrats are doing here truly in Virginia is really egregious to create a 10-1 situation.
It's so egregious, actually, that the Democrats in Richmond who are running this referendum have banned their map from being on the wall in precincts. It's a 10-1 map, and they have banned any voter from seeing that in the polling precinct as they're voting on it. They made it temporary, quote unquote, because by a 2-1 margin in 2020, Virginians voted for this bipartisan commission that has the 6-5 map that we have today. I'm doing some work on the side for vote no, and right now I think Republicans have and people who oppose this gerrymander, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, still have a little more work to do on Tuesday.
Yeah, it doesn't look like your side's going to win.
But, the Washington Post poll said 57% of the state thinks that the map ought to reflect the partisanship of the state, not be in the interest of the party. So that's why the maps aren't on the wall.
But Democrats have been clear that this is not their preference. I think Democratic.
What you're seeing from the Democrats right now, it is a literal power grab, because for years they accused the Republicans of being guilty of gerrymandering. If you don't know what gerrymandering is, it's basically what you're seeing in Virginia right now, where districts are drawn in a way where it doesn't reflect the actual voters. And we know in Virginia, it is not 90% Democrats. And the map that they're drawing right now will have a 90% Democrat district, which is unfair. And here I have this video to show you of Scott Jennings literally destroying these people on CNN over this redistricting. Play clip.
People of Virginia ought to vote no on this, if for no other reason than their radical governor flat lied to them. She told them during her campaign she had no interest in partisan gerrymandering. She wasn't going to push this. And it's the very first thing that she did. When I hear Barack Obama say, oh, this will be a temporary redistricting, all I can hear is Barack Obama saying, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. He lied then. He's lying now. If the Democrats take this map from 6-5 in a 50-50 state to a 10-1 map, and put every congressional district under the control of a Democrat who lives in Fairfax County in Northern Virginia, it will be a travesty. It will be a tragedy for a state that has had a tradition of being a very balanced, kind of a bipartisan, nonpartisan state, and it's going to be run by radical Democrats forever. There'll be nothing temporary about this. I'm just arguing that they lied to the people of Virginia about it. The governor, Spanberger, who ran as a moderate, I'm a normal moderate person. And I have no interest in all this partisan politics. I'll never gerrymander your state. That's what she said. And now she lied.
And that brings us to the end of today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.